Hi everyone, I'm Meredith Graves with MTV News, and I'm so happy to be reunited with one of my favorite people in music.
Hey.
Big Boy.
What's happening?
Sir, your new album came out 3 days ago?
Yep.
Boomiverse.
Yes, yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's huge.
Yeah, man.
You've said in interviews that Boomiverse is both a graduation record,
yeah,
as well as like the big bang that starts a new universe.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Just wanted to start new with, fresh instrumentation and lyrical cadences and kind of take music back into the realm of feeling music again, you know what I mean? Everything is so programmed, so, we wanted to bring it back to free-flowing music and kind of give people something different than what they've been listening to, yeah.
And that honesty and integrity, that has to be really in the forefront of your mind when you're deciding who to collaborate with. There's a lot of cool collaborations on this record. How did you make those decisions?
All my collaborations are always organically created, never genetically modified. And what we do is, things happen by chance, you know what I mean? Certain songs, I might have somebody in mind, like for instance, the record Get With It with Snoop Dogg. When I first did the record a couple of years ago, I was like, man, Snoop will sound good on here. And so like a week before I was supposed to turn my record in, Snoop had a listening party at Stankonia Studios, my studio. And I wasn't there, and he talked to the engineer. Was, well, where's Big Boy? I want to do a song with him. And I was like, play Get With It for him. And then the engineer texted me back like, oh, he's doing the song. So I went back to the studio and walked in the room, and Snoop was like, give me 20 minutes. And I was like, all right, cool. Came back in the room, and he iced it. Yeah, so things like that, you know what I mean? That's just how, things happen by chance. The Currency and Killer Mike record, Follow These, happened. Currency was down the street at another studio. Killer Mike called me and told me he was there and then said, wait for him. And I was about to leave. And I was like, okay, I'll wait. And I waited, and he showed up, and he just came in and iced it, just like that.
Why is it important for you to collaborate with other vocalists?
Coming from a group, like I couldn't listen to a whole album, just my voice. I don't want to hear just, I kind of break it up a little bit. Plus, at the same time, I like to, feed off others' energy, you know what I mean? Like, when I work with artists, it has to be somebody I respect, and also somebody that I really dig what they're doing. And the artists I work with on this album all encompass all of that. Yeah.
And it's funny when you talk about chance and when you talk about like opening yourself up to all this possibility. You've also said that the Boomiverse is kind of like the secret, where whatever you put out into the Boomiverse comes back to you.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of serendipity when you were recording this?
It was the fact of I'm all about positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And from the first album, Southern Playlistic, our goal has always been to be on the outskirts of what's going on. You know what I mean? Like our records tend to flourish and grow and touch the people organically. There's no fluff, and nobody has to push a button for it to go. You know what I mean? The people discover it, and they show up at the concerts by the thousands, and we rock them.
You got a bunch of really incredible people on this record. This track specifically, you've got not only Gucci, who's like always been incredible, but is really having a moment, but also an archived verse from Pimp C.
Yes.
How did that happen?
It came from the producer, Corey Mo. He produced a lot of the UGK records. Him along with TM88, it just had some stuff in the vault. I got another one too, by the way, another record with Pimp C. And he came in and he was like, I got this record for you, man. And I think if you bless it, it's gonna be special for the South, And, just to have, Gucci on there, which this is like me and Gucci's third record we did together. He worked with me on my first record, Sir Lucius Left Foot, Son of Chico Dusty. We did a song called Shine Blockers. And then I did a record with him called She Got a Friend with Jules Santana. So me and him got a dope Aquarius energy. And when we get together, we make magic.
Gucci's an Aquarius?
Absolutely.
We're gonna have to talk about this after. I want to know more about it.
Yeah, man.
So, what do you think it means to put out a new record into the mainstream pop world that's going to introduce kids to Pimp C? What do you think kids will need to know if they've never heard him before?
I think they'll go back and research, if they hadn't heard International Players Anthem, one of the biggest rap songs ever. Just the marriage of the two voices together, mine and his, creates sonically something that's real down south, the syrupy draws, the way we talk. They'll go back and get it, you know what I'm saying? And so far they've been loving it, man. And that's the best thing about making records is when you put them out, then you get to go out to these festivals and it's 80,000, 100,000 people and rock the crowds, and you introduce the kids to new music and they go back and research and go get the older material. They'll go back and go get Outkast ATLians or you know, maybe Southern playlist to Cadillac music. So right now, you know, it's just about putting together that one cohesive body of work out to the people, let them live with it, let them love it, and they show up to the shows, man.
The song that I actually really wanted to talk to you about is Kill Jill.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that song bangs so hard. I have a feeling we're gonna hear that blasting out of every car in New York City through the rest of the summer.
Yes, man.
What is the story with Killer Mike on that?
Killer Mike has just been such a blessing. You know, two of my proudest accomplishments in music outside of Outkast is signing Janelle Monáe and signing Killer Mike, and just having a vision and to know it all, to know that they were going to be somebody, you know. And now you have Janelle doing movies, and Killer Mike will run the Jewels, and it's all about evolution, you know what I mean? So one night at the studio, we were there, Killer Mike showed up beating on the door, and he was like, I got this song, but I'm gonna play it, but you gotta let me get on it with you. I was like, sure. And he played it, and it was just, it's a wrap from there.
Who did the beat on that?
Some young producers off of SoundCloud did the skeleton beat. And then Ray from Organized Noise came in. Preston Crump played the bass on that. He played the bass on Elevators and Southern Playalistic, a lot of Outkast records. And Ray Murray from Organized Noise played the guitar on there. Also, there's a couple of guitar licks from this guy named Clinton Baber. So it's a lot of details, you know what I mean? A lot of little trinkets in the music that people discover for years to come.
And the vocal sample on that is from, not a video game, but like a digital pop singer?
It's like a Vocaloid program, yeah, Hatsune Miku. And it was just, you know, haunting, you know what I mean? And the beat, once the track dropped and hit, the contrast of her voice and of just the 808 just made for something horrifically beautiful that just made us want to just attack the track. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It also speaks to the long-standing influence of Kung Fu film on hip-hop, too. Mm-hmm. Because from like Wu-Tang Clan to Kendrick doing Kung Fu Kenny, it's all in there. Do you have like a special relationship to martial arts or Kung Fu movies, too?
My Uncle Donnell used to look at Kung Fu movies all the time. Yeah, the one that was in jail, Uncle Donnell, locked up in prison from ATL, he out now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he taught us about little karate flicks, and we used to watch them, and he used to do flips off of dirty mattresses in the back of the projects. You know, I got a mean 2.5 somersault. Used to could do it. I don't think there's an old knee hole up doing that type of stuff these
Backyard
days.
wrestling?
Yeah, that whole shebang bang.
That's what happens when you get tired in the studio?
No, that's what happens when you're broke and your mama at work and you ain't got nothing to eat, and you go wrestle and get till you get tired and get sleepy.
And when no adults are watching.
Yeah, no adults at all.
And to that end, next year, 2018, is going to be the 10th anniversary, the 15th anniversary of Speakerboxxx Love Below.
Wow.
Did you know when you were making that it was going to become one of the greatest double albums of all time?
When you're inside of it, you don't know. You know what I mean? You just go in and you try to create something new. One thing that we do is never revisit what we've done, although we stand on it and we know that it's there. But to create something fresh and new, like I would never go back and try to create a song like Rooster or Unhappy or The Way You Move. Like, you know, that's too easy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I can dig about the younger generation. I like to see who's going to play it safe and who's going to try to evolve into that other thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And who's evolving?
Run the Jewels.
And to that point, you've had decades of influence over Atlanta. And there's people that go and they look to Atlanta for trap music. There's people that go and they look to it for Lil Yachty. What is it that makes Atlanta so special?
I think Atlanta is the brotherhood, you know. Everybody in Atlanta is down with everybody in Atlanta, pretty much. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of beefing. You know, a couple of guys might have issues with each other, but Atlanta is big, but it's also small in the sense that you're gonna bump into some of the same people in the same circles. You know what I mean? And so from that congregation comes, you know, the politicking and, hey, come to the studio. Hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. And most of the time, everybody's down, and you see a lot of people from Atlanta collaborate with each other, and it works. Yeah.
And as it is such a hotbed of music, and there's just so much to comb through, like, go to Atlanta, you couldn't possibly hear everything. What do you recommend for people who want to know what's going on there right now?
If you want to know what's going on in Atlanta right now, I suggest you go get Boomiverse. It's out. It's the finest thing on the street. Got more to come, you know. This is Sack 1, actually, of a series of records that I'm going to put out. Sack 2 might be the Daddy Fat Sax album. You're getting to hear first. I recorded like 40 songs, so I got at least 12 more ready to go right now, but you got to support.
How many songs do you even think you've written in your life? Like
somebody asked me. I don't even know, man. I got so many ideas and pieces of songs with just a hook or with a bridge or a piece of a verse. Like the thing with me is I continuously record. So like I'm in New York now and I go home tomorrow night. When I land tomorrow night, I'll go home and then I'll go to the studio and see what's cooking at the studio, and something might pop off there. That's how Killer Mike got on so many songs on the record. He does the same thing I do. He'll be in Europe and he'll land and be like, bruh, you at the studio? Like, yeah. And he'll come through and be like, hey man, you mind if I get on there? Of course not. But this first record, I'm gonna tour off of this. I'm gonna run this one for through the end of the year, and I'll probably be doing every festival in the world next year. I'm getting booked like every day, so I got to get home and rehearse my band, and then in between that I'll be recording Sack too. But the ideas are already there, song titles and all kind of things. So you know.
So with these partial songs, all you're gonna have to do is put that out into the Boomiverse and wait for the rest of the song to come back.
You know,
see if Killer Mike lands in the parking lot.
No, he's on about 4 or 5 of them already.
I just love the idea of you and Killer Mike just hanging out in the studio, just like, oh, are you bored? You want to go do this thing? That's great.
Yeah, nah, that's my little brother, man, my little big brother. You know what I mean?
He's very big.
Yeah, he comes through and he's prolific with that ink pen, you know what I'm saying? And he's hungry, so we feed off each other well since the days of snapping and trapping off of Equimini, and you know, we're just gonna keep it going. We got a new song I did with Run the Jewels called Chase Me. That video should be coming out like this week, because it's the Baby Driver movie. I think that comes out next week. And me and Killer Mike actually make a cameo in the movie with Kevin Spacey, which was cool as hell before we even did the song. So we're in the movie and got the record coming out.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for all this stuff. You drop a record on Friday and then you come in and tell me you've got 12 more in a movie with Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, man, we're busy, man. Like, you know, it's just all about just spreading good vibrations and giving the people something else than the norm, you know?
Yeah, and as long as you've got good vibrations, you're welcome in the Boomiverse.
Hey, yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Thank you so much
Appreciate
for coming
it. Thank
to see
you,
us
thank
today.
you, thank
We've been
you.
here with Big Boy. Check out Boomiverse, came out last Friday. Kill Jill, it bangs, I'm not kidding.
Get Kill Jill video. If MTV still played video, we'll be #1.
We still play video.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
See you later.
All right.